People of the internet! Welcome back to another video. It is I, Don Thomas, back in here with another one. As always, folks, the likes, the comments, the subscribes are all greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for the support on this channel. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's topic, folks. I got a video pulled up here. It comes from Forbes Breaking News, in which the video is entitled, Trump has Elon Musk list the crazy things he's discovered the government is funding. Now, of course, folks, you know, President Trump has now been in office, about a month now, right? And looks like every single day, every single week, he's been signing off on executive orders. Executive order this, executive order that, this, that, and the other, right? But I wanted to play this clip, of course, to get a little bit of understanding. Of course, I'm not too familiar with politics, as you guys know. I'm not ashamed in saying that I'm not the most versed in politics. But, of course, I pay attention to the things I need to pay attention to. So that way I'm a little bit more knowledgeable. So, of course, I want to watch this clip real quick. Of course, I'll share my thoughts. I encourage you guys to share your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let's get into it.
And also, could you mention some of the things that your team has found, some of the crazy numbers, including the woman that walked away with about 30 million,
right.
etc.?
Well, we do find it sort of rather odd that, there are quite a few people in the bureaucracy who have ostensibly a salary of a few $100,000, but somehow manage to accrue tens of millions of dollars in net worth while they are in that position, which is, what happened to USAID. We're just curious as to where it came from. Maybe they're very good at investing, in which case we should take their investment advice, perhaps. But just there seems to be mysteriously, we don't know why. Where does it come from? And I think the reality is that they're getting wealthy at the taxpayer expense. That's the honest truth of it. So, we're looking at, if you look at, say, Treasury, for example, basic controls that should be in place, that are in place in any company, such as making sure that any given payment has a payment categorization code, that there is a comment field that describes the payment, and that if a payment is on the do not pay list, that you don't actually pay it. None of those things are true currently. So the reason that departments can't pass audits is because the payments don't have a categorization code. It's like just a massive number of blank checks just flying out the building. So you can't reconcile blank checks. You've got comment fields that are also blank, so you don't know why the payment was made. And then we've got this truly absurd, a do not pay list, which can take up to a year for an organization to get on a do not pay list. And this, we're talking about terrorist organizations, we're talking about known fraudsters, known aspects of waste, known things that do not match any congressional appropriation. It can take up to a year to get on the list, and even once on the list is not used. It's mind-blowing. So what we're talking about here, we're really just talking about adding common sense controls that should be present, that haven't been present. So you say, like, well, how could such a thing arise? That seems crazy. When you understand that really everything is geared towards complaint minimization, so then you understand the motivations. So if people receive money, they don't complain, obviously. But if people don't receive money, they do complain. And the fraudsters complain the loudest and the fastest. So then when you understand that, then it makes sense. Oh, that's why
Let's pause it right there real quick. Very interesting, folks. So as I'm watching this video, right, a couple things just kind of stand out to me. Maybe, they stand out to you as well, too. But here are my thoughts as I'm watching that video. First of all, just the optics. Let's speak about the optics as a whole. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. You can tell me whatever the case is, if you're familiar with politics and how this stuff works. From an optics standpoint, just the visual imagery here, we have newly elected President Donald Trump, or we have Elon Musk, tech billionaire of Tesla, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. His rocket sending him off to space, whatever the case. We're familiar with these guys, right? This is the President of the United States and a tech billionaire. For some reason, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't remember a time where such proximity to these people were so close. You see what I'm saying? In terms of just like, of course, I'm not talking about physical proximity, but in terms of involvement. Yeah, okay, people come to the White House and they take tours and they shake the president's hand and they'll have conversations behind the scenes, whatever the case is. But since when, correct me if I'm wrong, since when has a president in his Oval Office gathered, news speculators or whatever the case is, commentators, this and the other, and turned the mic to corporations and billionaires in the Oval Office for them to give their take as to what they want to implement and the things that happen? Am I tripping? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just how even Trump even started off. Okay, now let's turn to Elon Musk so he can explain how. What? Since when? I don't know, man. Just from the optics standpoint, again, not too long ago, I don't know what video that was, or I think I made a clip of it or whatever the case is, YouTube short. I was speaking about how the United States is an oligarchy. Some of you may agree, some of you may disagree. I think that's fairly obvious. Oligarchy, of course, is just selected powers, right? Through, specific elite people. So a small percentage of elites, people in position, like I said before as well too, I use the analogy of a totem pole, right? An ant farm and totem pole. Whereas the people at the top are the ones that are calling all the shots. So this is just optically speaking, seems to represent that 100%. Whereas you have the president of the United States, Donald Trump, even outside of that, I guess, of course, he's a millionaire, multimillionaire, if not billionaire himself. And then you got Elon Musk, which is one of the richest men in the world, in the Oval Office, in the White House, giving his take and spreading what he wants to see change. It's like, since when? I don't understand. Like, I just don't remember when that was a thing. Is basically what I'm saying. Like, okay, cool, you could talk behind the scenes, what are the cases, or you could have your little meetings and sit down with the cases, but it's just like, was this like, hey, I'm the president of the United States, I'm gonna turn to Elon Musk and let Elon come and say some changes he wants to see. And basically what Elon was basically talking about, of course, I'm loosely familiar, what is it, the You Said company, what are the cases? Basically, they are trying to, I guess the whole point that they are trying to do, of course, is to see to it that, I guess, government spending is being allocated properly, right? So, of course, I think Elon started off by explaining a situation where federal government workers, what are the cases, are making, a couple $100,000 a year, but they're amassing millions within their net worth, what are the cases. So how does somebody just making, 100,000, 200,000, what are the cases a year, end up over their time making millions, 10 million, 30 million, 20 million, $30 million over that period of time? So, of course, he's saying, like, okay, maybe they just might be just solid investors. What are the cases? He's basically saying the math ain't mathing. Now, a lot of people will say, yeah, man, because, of course, yeah, that's a good thing. That's good to call out what are the cases. We should put a stop to that. And I would agree. In saying that, yeah, we should maybe look into it to see that, funds are being properly allocated, this, that, and the other. And, of course, they're saying that it's taxpayers' dollars. It's the people that are paying their taxes that are fronting that bill. So, of course, yeah, I hear you. Of course, yeah, it sounds good. I just don't understand why Elon needs to be the one to bring that forth. Why do we need Elon Musk to be the spokesman of this campaign? It just looks like you might as well tell Trump to, hey, scoot over, sir, put a chair next to me so I can sit next to you behind this Oval Office, behind this Oval desk, or whatever the calls his office. See the caption there, President Trump signs executive order in the Oval Office, takes questions with Elon Musk. Why? For what? It just fuels, all the people that are out there that are assuming that America is an oligarchy. I myself, who believes that America is an oligarchy, it just makes it seem as if that is indeed the case, optically speaking. Now, again, some people will say, no, this is a good thing, man, because, again, I'm noticing there's people, man, it's just like, how, like, musicians have, like, fandom, they call them stans. So they're like diehards, right? Diehard, Drake fans, diehard Beyonce fans. I'm noticing there's diehard Trump fans and there's diehard Elon fans. Like, and that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to tell you who to like and who you can't like, whatever the case is. But it's just interesting to me that, just like, optically speaking, does anybody else see anything wrong with this? Again, it could be good and dandy what he's preaching for. Cool. But couldn't that have been a conversation that was maybe held? Couldn't Trump have came to that determination by himself, is basically what I'm saying. I feel like Trump could have came to that determination by himself, signed off another executive order, as he's been doing. Of course, he already signed off an executive order. Oh, the Gulf of Mexico is now called the Gulf of America. Cool, sign that off. Boom, one of the cases. I'm just, again, speaking from an optic standpoint. If we're all under the impression that America is starting to form like an oligarchy, of course, I did a video when I was speaking about Trump's inauguration. When he came into office, all the people that were in the building. Of course, you had Zuckerberg sitting right next to him. You had Musk sitting right next to him. You had the CEO of Google sitting right next to him. It just looks like, oh yeah, this exactly is what an oligarchy is. So again, optically speaking, I don't see how this puts people at ease, feeling like, oh man, well, our votes do matter. Remember what I told y'all? I think I said this the last time, and people, maybe felt the way when I said that your vote doesn't matter. Remember when I said that? When you see things like this, do you think that these guys care what you think? This is what I said the last time, and I feel like people might have ruffled some feathers. Remember when I told y'all that us little guys, our votes don't matter? and that the people at the top are going to do what they want to do, and then we kind of just got to deal with whatever they come up with. Remember when I said that? Does this not make you feel like that's exactly what's taking place? When you see things like this, when you see President Trump and Zuckerberg's, all the tech billionaires, all these corporations, the billionaires, the guys that really got money, we're talking billionaires now. None of us are nowhere near billions of dollars, okay? So for us little guys that are at the bottom of the totem pole, and they tell you, hey guys, go out and vote for your president, or go out and vote, or you do have some say-so. When they encourage y'all and tell y'all that you have some say-so, but yet you see things like this, does this make you feel like you have some say-so? Or does it not just make you think like, hey, these guys have decided what they want to do, and they'll later announce to us what the new terms are moving forward? I just don't, optically speaking, I just don't think that these guys really care what the little guy has to say. They raise taxes, it's inflation. You hear about tariffs and this, that, and the other. You hear about this, you hear about that. It makes you just kind of feel like they're doing what they want to do based off how they view the world, and we got to deal with it. It's basically what I'm saying. So again, folks, I'm not saying that what he's preaching isn't necessarily, it's a bad thing. Okay, yeah, if there's government spending that's being used with ill intent, then yeah, let's get to the bottom of it. Again, if you're saying that it's us, the taxpayers, that are the ones that are fronting that bill, then yeah, let's get to the bottom of it. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing of what he's preaching. I just don't know if I feel comfortable with Elon Musk being at the forefront with President Trump. And now let's turn the mic to Elon so he can tell us what he wants to. What? Or maybe am I missing something? Again, the video is entitled, Trump has Elon Musk list crazy things he's discovered the government is funding. Why did it take Elon Musk to list those things out for us? Hey, Elon, come stop by real quick, man. I'm in the office right now. Stop by real quick, man. I got the cameras here with me. Let's go ahead and give a take as to your findings in the government and how we could, since when? Did Obama run like that? Did Clinton run like that? Did Reagan run like that? All the presidents before, did they turn to the tech gurus of that time and call them over? Yo, bro, come get on the mic. Anything you want to say? It's just like accepting an award speech as president, and then it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna turn the mic to my mans real quick. I'm gonna let him talk as well too. You're the president. Why? I don't understand. Again, if all this stuff is happening behind the scenes, cool and dandy, no problem. Cool, but it's just optically speaking, I don't know if this makes me as a common man feel like, hey man, I have some say so. I just feel like these guys are holding the controllers in their hands, and how they see the shots, what they want to call it, is how they're going to call it. One day they're going to propose something that's not in our favor. Then what? It'll be too late by then. Why? Because they have all the money and the funding and the power and the control. These are the things I'm saying, man. Again, these are just my feelings. I don't know if you guys can, feel free to comment down below and let me know how you guys feel. Do you feel comfortable with the optics, just visually speaking, just knowing that, hey, man, what are these guys up to? I see this photo. It makes me wonder, what are these guys up to? Is basically what I'm saying. I see this press conference, what are the cases? What else are these guys up to? And are they really taking us, the little folks' thoughts and concerns and feelings into consideration? Those are my thoughts. Of course, I want to hear yours down in the comment section below. As always, the likes, the comments, the subscribes are all greatly appreciated. I will catch you guys on the next one.